My question to you is, where's your focus right now? Like when you look at your business, you look at your year, many of you are like, hey, banner year, crushing it, doing great. Others are like, hey, just a normal year, nothing huge, right? No major differences. And some are like, hey, I'm struggling. So where are you at? Where's your focus in your business? So I want to talk to you today about the ultimate success formula, because success is not hit or miss. Success actually has a formula. It's like, you follow this, you're going to be successful. And I want to share with you what Tom has shared in the past about becoming successful. Like, what do you need to do to become successful? So the first thing I want you to write down, so top of your page, write down the ultimate success formula. And number one is you need to know exactly what you want. You need to know exactly what you want. See, life will punish those who are vague. Though I wish I had this, oh, I want that. No. You need to be specific. And life will reward those that have a specific path and are asking specifically for something, right? You know, I talk a lot about to visualize your perfect outcome. When you're going to jump on the phones and make your calls, you want to visualize that perfect outcome. When you're knocking on the door to do a listing presentation, you want to have visualized the perfect outcome, right? So if you're very specific on what it is that you want, you'll achieve that, right? So it's real important that you know it. So write this down, right? Here are some questions. Focus questions that I would use for 2022. Like number one is, what does my ideal business look like? What does my ideal business look like? Are you in a position where, for your ideal is you want to take a step back from the sales part and you want to manage a team? Or it's more like, hey, my ideal business is I'm selling X amount of business. This is what I have. So then write down, number two is, how many transactions does that look like for you? How many transactions does that look like for you for your ideal business, right? Number three is, how much in volume and gross commission income does that look like for you? When you look like your ideal business, what is the volume and gross commission income for you? The fourth question is, what are the expenses that you expect to incur? What are the expenses, the business expenses? So I want you to really understand that it's all about being profitable in your real estate business. So your total business expenses should be no more than 33% of your gross commission income, right? We talk about how you should take your paycheck that comes in, and 1/3 should go towards taxes. 1/3 stays within your business, and 1/3 is your personal. Like, you simply divide up the check that way. But on top of that, we talk about marketing. What should your marketing expenses look like, right? And that is 10% of the total gross. So if I made, let's say, $300,000 this year, I will have $100,000 go towards taxes. $100,000 is my maximum for my business expenses, and $100,000 would be personal. But my marketing for the following year would be 10% of the 300,000. It would be 30,000 is what I would use for marketing. Now, when we talk about your total expenses, we are talking about wages. We are talking about everything else that comes with it. But the marketing aspect should only be that 30,000 in that case. Okay. So number 5 I wrote down as a focus question is, what do you think your taxes will be next year if you achieve your goal? Number 6 is, what's the cost to running your household? This is personal now. What do you think the cost is for your running? Next focus question, number 7 is, how much will you save and or invest? And that's taking the portion out of your business, out of your personal. And the last thing I have here written down is, how many days are you planning to work? How many days are you planning to work? So I really want you to reflect on these 8 questions, because this is going to help you get focused. This will help you to be more specific and know exactly what you want. Now, once you write that down, is what is the best way? Now that you have these goals, what is the best way to operationalize these goals? Right? Let's put some tactics to it. What are those action items to achieve that? Right? When we look at, for example, hey, how much do I want to save? What do I invest? So that 33% that's coming to you, that 100,000, hey, where am I going to put that? What part of it's going to go into your retirement savings account? What part of that's going to go towards maybe your kids and school tuition? What part of that's going to be to, hey, this is fun money. This is vacation money, right? Having that plan, knowing exactly what you want to do. How do you operationalize that? So one of the things we talk about is the bare minimum for all of you is to have 3 different bank accounts. Like that's the bare minimum, right? The check comes in, it sits into your business account. You you transfer 33% over to your taxes. It sits in a tax account. Then you write 33% that goes to your business account. So you know to operationalize this, you're going to need at least 3 bank accounts. Focusing on what would put in your pocket. All right, ultimate success formula, question number 2, or part number 2, step 2. Let's call step. Yeah, let's go step. Step 2, know your motivation. Know your why. Why do you do this? Why do you come on to Danny's Daily Huddle every morning at 7:30, and from my West Coast, it's 4:30 in the morning for you, right, William? Right, Colleen? It's 4:30 in the morning. Why are you here? Right? Why? What is your motivation? And get deep with this. What's your motivation? See, what motivates today to do more, to be more? What is that? Family, status. Status is a fun one, right? What's motivating you? Right? And here's a really good question. And this is for those of you that struggle. They're struggling for that motivation. Then let me ask you this. What am I no longer willing to stand for? What are you sick and tired of? Right? And when working with motivation, really there's 2 things here, okay, that's going to motivate you, that's going to drive you. And that is the carrot or the stick. What's benefiting you? What's that pleasure I'm going towards? Or what's that consequence I'm trying to get away from? Right? So what I would recommend all of you do is make a list. Grab a blank sheet of paper, top of the page, reasons for my behavior. And then what are the top 20 reasons to execute this plan? Right? So in that case, I would say, okay, here are the things that benefit from this action. If I execute my plan, here are the 10 benefits I get from that, and write them down. Right? If you executed your plan, here are the 10 things that I get benefit from that. Now, if you didn't execute the plan, what are the 10 consequences for taking an action, for not achieving and not going after my plan? What are the 10 consequences? So again, by having that, that's going to, again, work on your motivation, work on your why, right? Now, once you have your motivation, you got your plan, this is what I want to achieve, I got my motivation. Now we need to create a simple action plan. And that's number 3, write that down. The ultimate success formula, step 3, is create a simple action plan, right? And remember this, focus on what you're good at. You don't have to go bizarre and say, hey, I'm going to do geographical farming. I'm going to do open houses. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And if you've never done that, right, focus more on those plays that have worked for you. Take a look at where the business has come from in the past and say, I'm going to run more plays like that. I'm going to focus on my for sale winners because that's been working for me. I'm going to be focusing on my geographical farm because that's where I'm getting my business. I'm going to focus on my database because I get a lot of referrals from that. And remember this, okay, I'll write this one down. This is real important. Your minimum standard should definitely be the 5-5-4-2. Just write that down. 5-5-4-2. And that's a minimum standard that Tom has for all our coaching clients, right? It's talk to 5 people that we know every day, talk to 5 people we do not know every day, follow up on 4 leads that you've been talking to, conversing with, saying, hey, are you ready now? Are you ready now? Are you ready now? Like 4 lead follow-ups every day. And we want to be posting twice a day. Now, a post can be a video and it can be just a stagnant post, whatever it is. So you want to be out there on social media, on different platforms twice a day. No, to be honest with you, Tom's been doing this for 30 years. I've been doing it for 25 years. Now I can tell you right now that the 5542 will get everyone here on this call at least 50 transactions. You do this for 240 days in the year, you do 5542, you will generate close to 50 transactions in your marketplace. Now I'm telling you, if everyone's doing 50, will we be happy? And Moxie's like, no, I want 100. Why would I be happy with 50? I get it, but this is a minimum standard, right, folks? We would change these numbers according to your goals, right? Again, action steps. So then how do you figure out that formula for yourself? Real simple. Here it is. You simply write number of transactions, multiply that, the number of conversations per deal, right? And if you keep track of your numbers, you know what that number is. On average, we're looking at about 50 conversations for one transaction. So now you know that if I want to do 100 deals, I need to be talking to, 5,000 people. That's what it comes down to it, right? That's how many conversations I need to have, right? So once you know that, then you divide that by how many months there are, which is 12, right? Divide that by how many days you'll be working. I would just take it right to how many days you're working. You know how much time you're taking off. We may say we're working 12 months out of the year, but we're not. We're going to be taking 8 weeks for sure. We're taking time off, right? So whatever that time is, and that gives you how many conversations you need to have every single day. And that's a plan. That's how we do it. So we decide on what it is that we need to achieve, right? We know that if I speak to this, it's just math. It's just math. So we're focusing on our numbers, knowing what our goal is and how to get there. Simple plan, right? Now, I'm going to stop here. And I got so much more. I really do. I got so much more to cover, right? So this week, we're going to be talking about the ultimate success formula. So before I stop, I just want to know, does anyone have any questions, concerns, anything else in their business, anything that we talked about? No, you guys all good? All right. If that's the case, our time is up. So please unmute yourselves. Please unmute yourselves. Please unmute yourselves. All right. What day is today?
Money making day.
I love it. It's a money making day. So what do you need to do to help you move the needle in your business? You guys are awesome. We'll continue the conversation tomorrow. Thanks so much.
Thanks,
Danny.